I think that children and people should have definitely a strong role and representation in campaigning around the COP26 for a variety of reasons, but mostly because their generation, I mean, our generation is the one that is likely to be more impacted, I mean, in the future by these changes. So it's really, really important to have their point of view because they are the biggest stakeholders in all of this. They're stakeholders of the future. And there's also an opportunity for children and people to socialize with their peers. Like after a year of in and out lockdown, I think it's actually exciting to be able to socialize and to see other people doing something and moving like towards a cause. I think that is exciting. So for those two reasons, a bigger reason and then a reason that is related to the pandemic, but I think there's a good momentum and the need for that to happen anyway. However, I always like to make this distinction between children and young people, as in young people being like teenagers and young adults. Because for children, I always recommend that the engagement is done like through fun and games and just creating opportunities for them to play with each other, play with other children while learning and sharing their own point of view and how they feel about the issue, about the crisis and was really important to them. But I think it shouldn't be heavy or feel like work for a certain age group. So I think for me, when we're talking about resources, I think it's important like to signpost like the age group, as in, yeah, just because my only concern and the work that I do with children and climate action, and I write for children and I create like these fun workshops for them as well, is always to make sure that this is not a burden, because for their age group and for how their brain is developing, I'm for me, like children's rights are also like very important, and we spent like so many years giving the children the right to a childhood and to be able to play and to be protected. So of course that shouldn't be taken to the extreme, as you know, children are just, you know, they're just there playing their things, they don't know anything about the world. They do, but they should still be protected and they shouldn't be forced at that developmental stage to face something that they're not quite prepared yet. So finding like the appropriate ways to prepare them also emotionally and psychological for this, like that is what I do by telling them stories and creating that kind of fun content that tells them about these things without worrying them too much, like taking them through the emotion that the characters are going through, but still protecting them and still knowing that, you know, in the end I'll like close the book or I close the screen and, you know, I'm home and I'm relatively safe. It's important to give them that sense of safety and not give them that stress in a very young age. So I'm sometimes a bit like concerned, of course, with the level of stress that very like strong activism for small children can bring. So I still don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not doing research specifically on that. I'm doing research on eco anxiety, but how we can mitigate eco anxiety with stories. So that's what I'm doing. So I think it should always, with children, with smaller children, be like light touch and linked to fun activities, to fun, always make it fun.